welcome to the Rose Experiment podcast. This is our very first one. My name is Jason Prado. I'm the media boss of the Rose Experiment, and right now we're going to go around and do introductions.
Hi, I'm Rachel Malone, and I'm a committee member, and I'm a visual artist.
I'm Ransom Kong, and I'm a musician, songwriter, and I'm a committee member too.
I'm Bobby Valdez. I'm the director of the project.
And I'm Julie. I'm Bobby's sister. We co-founded this together. I'm her assistant director, and I'm also a dancer.
My name is T.R.E.A.T, and I am a committee member, and I do poetry.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, and pretty much everybody here does something in some sort of artistic form. Ransom, I know you're a teacher.
Also, yeah.
Teacher as well. I think that's
And a wonderful
awesome.
musician too. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you play music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
What instruments?
Mainly guitar.
Oh, guitar. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. You'll have to bring that to the podcast next time. Bring the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
strumming.
I will.
Yeah, maybe he can do our, what was it called? The intro thing?
Intro.
We were talking about?
Intro. That's right, yeah.
Have Ransom walking in playing guitar.
Do a power slide across
I like
the floor. Yeah.
Gotta set it up right though. Gotta make me look good when I do a power slide.
This is the library, though.
Love it.
I mean,
Alright, so one of the things we actually want to get started off with, first of all, I know everybody who's currently watching this right now has pretty much no idea what the Rose Experiment is or, where it is. We are actually located up here in Redding, California, up here in the North State. And what I'm going to first dive into in the beginning is actually the origins of the Rose Experiment and kind of where this whole idea started. And actually we're going to hand that over to Bobby and Julie and kind of give us a history of the Rose Experiment.
Okay. The Rose Experiment we came up with to fill a need we saw in Redding and Shasta County as a whole, that it was lacking artistic expression and access to where you could go to see live art performances regularly any time of the week. And that's what we planned on filling, and it has a big sense of we're trying to heal the community through art.
And you guys saw that there was actually like a lot of potential as well up here. Like it wasn't just something where there was like nobody around you to do artistic. We wanted to bring the venue. We understood that there was actually a need for this, and you guys wanted to bring that up here.
Right, and something we do that's different also is we take each artist and let them do what they do instead of like if a lot of organizations, they'll have plays where artists can go and join and then they'll tell them what to do. Basically, you'll have a script. We're the only organization I know of that we basically welcome everyone and we collaborate and create shows together based on everyone's talents.
Okay, so the show is pretty much, it's a collage of different things. You don't do specific things like for certain performances, for example, if you were to have somebody who was a painter and the main focus may have been, or there was a lot more dancers than a painter, you would, instead of excluding them from the show, you would actually include them in some way into the performance.
Absolutely.
That's a
Make it all inclusive.
That's a huge theme of what we're doing. Is we want a very solid idea of mixed media arts and everyone coming together, because there's kind of this aura of everyone's out for themselves, everyone's on their own, starting artists, and we want everyone to join together and feel like they're a part of something and that they're welcome.
Nice.
They can survive here.
Now, when did you guys start playing around with this idea? Because I remember you telling me that originally it wasn't, this idea for the Rose Experiment actually didn't really exist. It was just kind of a fleeting thought. Why don't you take back when you kind of started thinking about that?
Late 2012, we like to travel a lot to go experience things, and that's when it kind of light bulb went off in our head that we shouldn't have to travel. Some people can't even afford to travel. Some people are stuck in Redding; they can't go to concerts or do anything. So
yeah, Redding is definitely, we're very much north. Like the nearest major city is Sacramento, and that's 2.5 hours.
Right.
So.
Right, it's pretty hard to find things any given night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like you said, stuck in Redding, we want to change that and kind of revolutionize the way people think about our area, so they're not feeling like they're stuck in Redding or Shasta County itself. we want it to be a place where people actually feel like it's their home and they don't want to leave.
And
Well,
nurturing place for artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Where they don't feel like they have to escape Reading in order to find these artistic outlets. Like they actually have something here.
Right.
So you said you were traveling a lot and you kind of wanted to bring it up here.
Right.
Okay, back in 2012. What did you guys start doing from that point?
Well, it started out as a plan to do an arts lounge on a smaller scale,
Okay.
and just basically have like small healthy foods, like just like cafe style. And then as it evolved, we realized that we should step it up a little bit more and offer more. So then we decided to turn it into an arts center instead of just a small lounge.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there a reason why you decided, one of the reasons why you said you wanted to choose it up here in Reading was not only there is a bunch of artists up here and it needs an outlet, was there any other reasons at all? Weren't you guys?
No, I was actually born in LA.
Okay.
But I was kind of raised in Cottonwood, and I moved to like Seattle and the Bay Area, and I wanted to move back here to raise my kids because this is the kind of place I want to raise my kids, with the nature and be able to go hiking and Castle Crags, and there's just so many beautiful places.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I wasn't born and raised, I was raised out of Sacramento. However, when I came up here, I did notice that, you know, in, for example, the Sacramento area, there is a lot of artistic outlets, you know, or San Francisco, for example, the Bay Area, a lot of people go there for different things. And one of the things I was, you know, just pointed out, but also what people say around here sometimes is, you know, there's never anything to do, which I think is kind of silly. And in a way, it was kind of right. There was no artistic big things. There's also, I know a lot of things that happen in Chico as well, which is about an hour away from here, but and it's also a college town. But up here, it was strictly limited. So the fact that you guys are actually trying to do this, and what is, I know that it's expanded and grown since the first idea. What ideas are you trying to implement right now? I know an art center, but like what else are you trying to bring to it? Like what else is tricky?
Well, we added in a children's center, which wasn't part of the original plan. We realized that a lot of people, I mean, I have trouble finding childcare myself to go out on a date,
Yeah.
but I realized I'm by far not alone. Like everyone, basically, it's just hard to find childcare, and children don't really have a consistent outlet either to go and explore with any kind of art form they want. So we realized that we need to fill that need too.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And the food, like we plan on doing the indoor garden because we think there needs to be more access to healthy food.
Okay, so you want to actually like grow, and you said an indoor garden or an outdoor garden?
An indoor and, well, there's gonna be outdoor gardens everywhere, but we're gonna do a dome that's an indoor garden.
So how is it, first of all, just for introductory, how do you two know each other? I'll say it again.
I raised her.
Okay, yeah, I mentioned that she's my sister. I didn't mention that she practically raised me.
Yeah.
And I actually did grow up in Reading. So I kind of have an idea of how the children are feeling here and why we're so focused on youth now. And making sure that they're growing up feeling like they have a future and that it doesn't necessarily involve running away from Reading.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything that we've gotten here, it's we work well together because we've spent every waking hour together basically,
Yeah.
bouncing off ideas. And you know, when she went through a health nut phase, I went through the health nut phase with her. You know, it's just it was kind of good to have like a power duo.
Is there a competitiveness between you two?
Not really, because I still take on the role of a daughter basically. Because I mean, she's more my sister now since I'm older, 19. You know, but I still view her as an authority figure. You know, and her being the director, there's no power trip there. So.
Very nice.
I promise, Mom.
Did I do good?
That was great. That was
Julie.
perfect. Yeah.
Good job.
Very respectful.
Just like we practice.
So, can you tell we're still new at this? All right, excellent. One of the things I actually want to introduce now is kind of how we all came involved in this and where we started. I first met, Bobby and Julie. What was it? A few years ago. It was it was in Red Bluff in art. What was it? It was in
It was one of our art shows.
art shows. Thank you. And at the time, I was doing stand-up comedy. I don't do that anymore.
Nick is very funny.
He's
We're
just
very good
found
trying.
out. He's just found out. Take a step back away from the microphone. And I remember you kind of just first approached me about the Rose experiment and kind of what you were trying to do, and I thought it was really interesting. And there was actually quite, like a year or two break where...
Right, we went through some stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. And where we actually didn't communicate at all. But all of a sudden, like out of the blue, you guys got in touch with me. Well, I'm trying to remember like what the conversation was. Was it Julie that got in touch with me? Or was it...
Well, actually, I think I got in touch with you for comedy, and then you informed me that you don't do that anymore. You do video, and I was, it occurred to us that we actually need a videographer, so.
We utilize everyone's
Yeah.
talents.
Yeah, look,
It's a multi-talented artist.
You guys talents bring it to us.
the pay is great too. Bring it on.
I'll volunteer, sorry.
Do you like exposure?
If you like participating in your community
Yes, that's much better.
and enhancing the art scene, yes.
And exposure.
Yeah.
I don't get paid either.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And just to reiterate, none of us get paid.
Yeah.
It's all
no, we're
volunteer,
definitely no.
nonprofit.
We're doing this for the love. Love. Great. And yeah, and then after that, we started planning our first event, which was the 4th of July show that we had.
Our first public art.
Our first public art demonstration, which is actually on our website. You can go and view it there.
Yes.
After
please.
the video. After
Yes.
the video.
Yeah, after this.
Not now.
video, go and watch that.
You don't want to miss this.
And nobody knows is how long did we have? Actually, tell you what. When did
gosh. You're gonna go
I know where
there.
this is going.
Oh god.
No,
I love
it's-
explaining this stuff.
Oh.
It's okay. First, when did the show come about? Like, did you guys contact Ray, or did they get in touch with you? How did the show kind of have its beginnings for us to do perform?
For the 4th of July show we did at the Civic Auditorium, we planned on doing an art mob
Correct. Yeah.
using everyone's talents.
Now-
And we were just going to do a random.
Correct. Yeah. Before I finish it up, so a lot of people don't know exactly what an art mob
Good point.
Oh
is.
yeah.
So there's a lot of things like dance mobs that are out there. Art mob is kind of, the best way I can try to explain it is, it's a culmination of all different kinds of arts. That includes painting, dancing, singing, musicians, poetry. Yes, poetry. Shantae, she was our poet for that day, and combining these into one large performance.
Weren't we the first
Yeah,
art company to ever do that?
Yeah,
That
it's
we know
yeah.
of.
In the
That we
world?
know of.
Well, no, there's other people that do art mobs in Shasta County. I haven't heard.
Yeah, the first one in
And I've
Shasta
tried to find
And
County.
even
Sure.
everywhere, they don't take on that brand. Some people.
Wouldn't that be cool if we did that?
And they're like,
This
yeah.
is an art mob, and we created it. No, we didn't.
I've seen
We didn't.
Ready to go. Ready.
Just saying.
Right?
The first one in Shasta though. Represent.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
a huge county, just to let
It
you
is.
know.
There's almost 200,000 people here in Shasta County.
Can't find them.
You have to have
Go
a lot
to
of
the bars.
gas.
they're all New
Bars are packed.
So that's pretty much what kind of the art mob is in a sense.
Yeah.
And so you want to do an art mob for the 4th of July event.
Yep.
That's what
That's it. That's all there is to
I want to
it.
explain the timeline.
Okay.
if
Well,
that's
you gotta
okay.
explain what
Sure.
happened.
What happened with
The art mob.
Yeah.
with Eric? With Eric.
I don't know.
Okay, well basically we had this idea. We pitched it to the people who were Reading, and their festival.
We asked them for permission.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then
We asked
okay,
them for
so-
permission because it's a public art display.
Correct.
So we wanted to make sure we didn't need any kind of permits or
Mhm.
anything like that. And when we called them and asked them, they were like, hey, you guys should do it on the stage and like, we want to help you like represent, you know?
Mhm.
And so we were like, wow, that's great. And so we started just like calling everyone we know and it just went,
Yeah, I'm
it
very.
was kind of a miracle how it happened. Because we
Yeah.
called 2 weeks before the 4th of July.
Correct. Yeah. I remember that. Yes.
We
And
had
we hadn't had practiced anything. We didn't even have like our team yet.
Not anything.
So it was kind of a miracle how it happened.
Yeah, so this group, we essentially put it together within 1 week.
I'd say 3 days. I mean,
Well, the practices, the
the
practices
practices
themselves
were
were
3
probably about 3 days, yeah. And then, but the actual planning was about a week, and I think it's pretty impressive because we We rocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I know, there was, how many performers? There was, I've seen at least 20.
I'd
Right?
say
There's about
about
20.
there.
About
yeah.
20 performers there.
Yeah.
And, well, what did that include again? It was,
We had a break dancer. We
Ryan
had
loved all.
Shantae did the poetry. She started it. Corey Gendra opened with the guitar, and
Dancers.
Rachel and I danced.
a bunch of dancers.
And the Red Mills.
Well, for description, we had 2 large canvases that were black that we painted during the soundtracks that we had picked out for it. And so we all went along with that.
It was a great collaboration. Basically, everybody had something to bring to it, and
Yeah.
we had a start to finish show with all of us collaborating our stuff. And we all stepped out of our own boundaries and did things that we weren't necessarily comfortable with. I started with poetry, but I also danced, and that's not something I normally do. And it goes back to what you said, where you have artists come and step out of their boundaries and collaborate with each other to do a whole show with all of our great gifts, you know.
great, and yeah, how long was the show about? It was,
10 minutes.
yeah, about
10 minutes.
10-minute show, yeah, that we.
You edited it.
I don't remember.
Media.
That was so long ago, but a great memory, like
Yeah.
a great memory.
A lot of fun.
Okay, yeah, and that was our first collaboration. They mentioned that they needed a videographer, and so that was the first thing I filmed for you guys, and I've been hooked ever since.
We performed in front of like
It was like 5,000.
I was gonna say 5,000 or 6,000 people.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right,
definitely a big deal.
It was huge.
And I remember there was one specific part where, Bobby, I know that you were fixated on the performers at that point, but a lot of people don't know this, but behind the camera, and I try to show that as best as possible, people were actually coming from the audience and actually approaching everybody to the front of the stage, and by the end of it, there was just a circle of people just completely fixated on what was going on in front of their eyes, something new and different, and from what everybody, I heard at least, the response was very positive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And people loved it. They said it was definitely different and new, but they said it in a positive light and not in a negative way, which I know sometimes when, like with all different types of art forms, sometimes it doesn't go over very well, and we were fortunate enough where this time it did.
Oh, yeah. Everyone was very welcoming about it and positive. It was great.
All right, I think I've had enough time to talk. So let's just go down the line. Ransom, you're next.
He's all past you.
He was totally
Bring it on, bring it on.
way.
Pass it.
To the left, to the left.
Very good.
Busy teacher, there we go.
You want to give me the love first? Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so how did you become involved?
Well, you know, first I got to give props to Bobby and Judy, because when I first met them, you know, I thought, wow, these ladies are thinking out of the box. And, you know, when you do that, some people might go, a little bit too out of the box for me and get a little scared away, but, you know, I think out of the box. And so I was very much attracted to what they stood for, and I'm glad that, you know, like you said, there was a little hiatus of some sort, but then I think Judy got back in touch with me, and then, you know, I was all down for it, you know, but as everybody in here is busy, I'm busy too, but, you know, we do this out of love for the arts, so, you know, I got involved, I think a few years ago was the initial time I met them, and, you know, just trying to get back to the community, because I've been here for a while, and a lot of people have, you know, given back to me, and I want to give back. And you see a need, you know, and just like what they said, the philosophy is to basically try to heal the community. And I see a lot of hurt, you know, and displacement in the community. So it's a good thing. So I just try to fill in what I can do, you know, and that's what I do. I don't know if I answered your question, but
I think you answered it. I think that was pretty good. Yeah. Well, I know that right now you're helping us also plan a show, which we're going to get in to it. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next, Bobby, what do you do?
I do a lot.
Do the lot,
A
yes.
lot.
Right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's go. Actually, go to Shantae.
Way down.
Hers is going to be a very long
Mine's a
list.
double
So
skip.
that's a double sided.
You thought you had time.
Right? I've been working with the Rose Experiment since basically the first show. I've been to every show, I think, except for one. Not quite sure. I think I've been to every
Pretty sure
show.
you participated in every one.
Yeah.
When did you guys start?
2012?
Did you go to Skydive training?
Yeah.
And we had
So
that?
it's
Yeah, I'm on the,
You've been to them all.
yeah, I've been to everything.
Yeah.
What other shows were there like that you've attended?
The first one that we did was at the wine bar.
Right.
And,
Art and wine show.
yeah, art and wine show, and that was a lot of fun. I got started with them because I've been a poet since I was very young, and I had never performed my poetry in front of anybody, and I think I was going through a public speaking class at the time, and I said, well, what better way to get out there and expose myself to something I'm not comfortable with? And they had told me about the Rose Experiment, and as a sociology major, it was like, wow, that's really interesting. I could see how it could break down social stigmas and bring people together that wouldn't normally collaborate together. And I saw a need also. Anything that helps bring people together helps a city with crime rates and with education and just creativity all together. And so it was like, wow, I'd like to work with them. And I also have my own personal things that I want to start in the long run, so it helps get me going on a good path of how I can get my centers open eventually, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, we did the wine bar, we did the Anderson show or Red Bluff show.
Park Gallery.
Right.
We did the 4th of July show, and I thought
Sky
there was
Restaurant.
the Sky Restaurant.
That was great.
Yeah,
that
there was
was a
that
lot of
mixer
fun.
on their very last day in business. And
Yeah.
we actually didn't even know it was their last day. They didn't
That's
tell
so
us.
sad.
But we brought in all this business
But
for
he's
the
opening
last
it.
day. We were
Is
like,
he?
Yeah.
On Eureka Way.
Oh, good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't know that.
Over by Shasta High School. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good to
but
know.
no,
We
Okay.
usually
What kind of food do they have?
Mediterranean,
food.
Greeks,
Wow.
and stuff
It's old
like that.
President's Building.
Fish. Huh?
Good
Old
falafel.
President's
should go
Building right
there.
there.
Oh.
Oh, that's where they're
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think we're deciding what we're gonna eat after this.
That sounds good. I'm down.
So, it's been good.
What is that Mediterranean restaurant?
That sounds good.
There's a plug for you guys.
Oh, what's it called?
I don't remember. It's Mediterranean.
People need to know where to go.
The Mediterranean restaurant near Shasta High School.
There we go.
On Eureka Way.
Okay.
Boom.
There we go. Plug.
Awesome.
Voila.
Right?
Google. They deserve a plug.
Like,
I think that the most positive thing about the Rose Experiment is that it does help you break down boundaries, and it does help you break down social stigmas about what artists are, and it helps with mental health. People have an avenue to express themselves in ways that could be a lot more creative than detrimental to our city. And I'm so excited about the Rose Experiment Center. Like, that is such a huge thing to me. Like, it delights me to be a part of it.
Well, you know, I said they think out of the box. To me, it just seems so way out of the box because, you know, here we are in Shasta County, little Redding area, you know, being the main town and all. It's like, that's a big goal. You know, it's a
Right.
huge vision, a huge dream, and you know, kind of getting back to, you know, these two, is like I've seen it grow in their heads, and now they have more of a vision of what they want, which is great, and it's like even more grandiose than I thought it would ever be. But you know, grandiose, but you know, they're willing to put in the work, and you know, and I think it'll snowball where, you know, more people will get involved as you see that little steps are being taken to, you know, towards that dream and accomplishing each goal along the way. So Yeah, there's a lot of work ahead, but you know, I admire the dreaming aspect because you have to have that first, and even you know, even if you don't hit that bullseye, you know, you're aiming in the right direction, you know. So
Yeah, I don't remember who said it, but there's a quote out there that says, "Everything seems impossible until it's done."
yeah,
So
that's true.
You just keep on chugging at it and keep on working at it, and
Yeah.
it'll eventually work. I mean,
It's
you
not
guys are
if,
creating
it's when.
culture. Yeah, but you guys are creating culture, which
Yeah,
is
we're-
something that this particular area needs. You're bringing different people from different aspects of life, different ages, different races, different ideas, and meshing them all together. And,
Love each other.
you know,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And that creates
Or the
network.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by it helps with safety, it helps with
Yeah.
neighborhoods, it
Yeah.
helps create that net that we really need in order to survive.
In other words, the Rose experiment is it.
Yeah,
It is
it's
the
the
savior.
glue. It's the glue. It really could be.
Oh yeah, it
Definitely
can be a
resource.
good part, a big part
Right?
of the resources, right? And so yeah, and you know,
Creating some kind of base for other communities
Yeah.
to follow.
yeah,
And we would, I mean, just to add in there, we would like to expand eventually.
Right.
Once this place is
see,
established. to other
this
places.
big
Check
dream
out,
is
I'm
too
on
small
TV.
for them already.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Well, we built this in our head. Okay. Where are we building next?
Well, when she
Yeah.
first told that to me, I was like, "You want to leave already?" Like, she was like,
You've
"No,
only been
we
volunteering for 30 years.
Just
Thirty
like we
thousand.
talked about that, I'm moving to Humboldt. It's easily something that I could help, even in
Yeah.
areas around
the
there.
way email and podcasts go. It's easy to make twins of this all over the place.
Right.
Yeah, being big dreamers that they are and working hard towards it, you know, as they're going to be a model, and we'll help them get their vision in place. And, you know, it'll serve as a model for other people to say, hey, you know, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
Or transfer to any realm of their lives, you know, whether it be, you know, trying to get a degree or raise a child, you know. In other words, the impossible is possible when it's done, right? And so that's what attracts me to them, you know,
We're just-
personally, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing, comment to Bobby is, and Julie, their heads are always thinking of new and different things to add to the Rose experiment. I remember receiving text messages late at night
Yeah, I'm
saying,
like, oh.
"Hey, can we try this, or you know, could we do that?"
It was
And
an email.
What do you think about
there
this?
were text messages too. I remember that there were text messages
I remember
too.
texting him about a music video idea, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
well,
you
that
do that
just
too?
came to my mind. Maybe I should have shared that."
I had that yesterday.
Oh,
We just talked about that yesterday. You're like, I would love to do a music video.
yeah.
Oh, great.
See,
So many things I
More
want to do.
videos.
You guys can be in mine then.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that's the whole thing that I personally love about artists' expression and creativity is we surround ourselves also with people who can influence that, improve it, and make these dreams of reality.
Right.
And it's always great to have people who are inspiration to you, because that, you know, that's your idea, but you put it also with me, and that gives me ideas for collaboration and what we can do and what I can bring to the table to make it a reality.
Like the podcast.
Exactly.
Example one.
Play ping pong. Ping pong is
Actually, it's
fun.
Yeah.
What?
Ping ponging ideas.
Yeah.
Ping pong.
That's what's molded it a lot. Is
It-
everyone helping?
Just saying.
Okay.
That might show my age. Do people not play ping pong anymore?
I'd love to.
I do. I don't play well, but I do.
Does it still exist?
We should play like a metaphorical game of ping pong sometime. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Bring it back. That's right. Bring it in.
We can play air ping pong.
Right?
There's a table right there.
Oh, could you
Sorry, you
like
missed it.
commentate?
I'm
The ball will read the glass.
So we digress right now, right?
Shantae, is there anything else you want to add really quick to like involve with the Rose experiment? Or we got a little sidetrack, but you're just kind of
No,
going
that's
back to
okay.
your
No,
ideas, so.
I'm really, really proud of the perseverance of Julia and Bobby. Just, you know, that's the main thing that all companies and all nonprofits have to do is they just have to keep on working at it. And it can be really, really frustrating, and you can feel like it's a downward working trial the whole time, but you guys have really stuck to it, and that's really important, and I'm glad that you guys have.
Well, you
Ping
guys
pong.
Okay, well, my reasons for joining the Rose Experiment are a little bit more selfish than helping out the community. I was a very, very lonely kid. My dad's side of the family, we're close, but we're not like really close. So I didn't meet Julie, who's my cousin, by the way. I didn't meet her until I was about 17 years old, and I had just randomly heard about the Rose Experiment because my mom's always like, you should go talk to your cousin, she's the same age as you, and I'm this antisocial, like senior in high school. I hated people. All I wanted to do was just doodle in my sketch pad, and I was like, I'm gonna be a doctor when I grow up, so screw you guys. But I ended up talking to her. My mom brought her over. I was sitting outside of this during this tribal event, and she kind of like walked up to me and she's like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, don't talk to me."
Well, first things
I would have never guessed that. You got to dance over 5,000 people.
Now, a tribal event.
Oh.
What do you mean by that? By
We
tribal
are, Julie and I belong to the Winnemem-Wintu tribe, which is currently not a recognized tribe, or it's not recognized by the state. It's as a tribe. We're recognized as Native Americans, but not as Wintus because of a long, depressing history involving
That's
like
a whole struggle.
yeah, it's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole different story.
That's a whole other podcast.
I do a show on one day.
Native American Affairs coming soon.
But
History of the Wintu tribe.
Lots of art.
So I was at this tribal, it's an annual tribal meeting, and usually I go in there and I have my black hoodie on, loose baggy clothing, nobody realized I was a girl, and I would like sit outside and draw with on paper or whatever I could get my hands on, my skin, my mom's skin, like just whatever I could doodle on, and
No, Rachel, I went there just for food usually.
yeah, I did too. So we'd go there, it's a potluck event. Everyone brought food.
I want to go now.
Yeah, just we'll make up some papers for you. You have to be like
papers to get in, I go.
no, you would go because Julie's like directly related to you.
Oh, really? You have to be like a tribe?
So they wouldn't let Jason in.
Member of the
Yeah.
tribe in order to attend? Oh!
Yeah, it's
Man.
exclusive. We're pretty cool.
But if they need a videographer,
Yeah, they need a videographer. We'd be able to pitch you up.
I
Hey.
have your acquaintance.
Oh, that's on the other side of the nation, but whatever.
Well, we're on good terms then.
Yeah, there was no trial.
Yeah.
there was no conflict.
We know each other.
Yeah, and I was just kind of craving this like need for family and like a friend that I was actually like related to, because my dad would always talk about how him and his cousins were so close. Didn't really think much of it. I was just kind of like, oh my God, another small business that's trying to get up off the floor or whatever. And I know I love you. I really do. I love you. I love the
be honest.
No, come on.
This is great testimony.
This is great. Yes.
I didn't know any of this.
So Julie and I, we were friendly, but we weren't like, oh my God, give me your phone number and let's text all
I've
night
never
long.
liked that with anyone. That never happens with me, so you're not missing out what I get
never mind. That's
I'm
not
not very
true.
good at making friends. You guys are my friends.
Not anymore.
And I had just, a year later, we didn't even talk. We would see each other at tribal parties. She'd take pictures every once in a while. I knew she volunteered for the museum. We were Facebook buddies. Same with Bobby, who doesn't have a Facebook account anymore. And that's another podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm the real comedian in this group, so.
Big story.
So I had joined this dance class because I always wanted to do dance lessons. I was way like into the arts and stuff, but I was going to school to do medicine or work in the medical field of some kind. But I was like, you know what? I need to get exercise. My tummy's a little bit too big for me right now, so I wanted to do dance, and I thought it was beautiful, and I'd always had this desire to do that ever since I was a child, but we could never afford it. And that's kind of when I met Julie, except we didn't talk at first, and it was really awkward. And then finally I was just like, what's up, cuz? And she's down with it. It was pretty cool. I was like, yes, blood. We're blood. Blood is thicker than water. Like, and so we kind of, it took a year for us to like actually like get the ball rolling and start like actually talking to each other. It started honestly during the 4th of July event that she decided that, hey, I know you're a dancer. I'm not a dancer at all.
Yes, you are. A dance.
I do dance. I dance, but I'm not a dancer. But no, Julie's like, we need dancers, and I would really appreciate it if you came to join us. It's for our Rose Experiment team or our group. And I was like, okay, I know nothing about this, but I'll suck it up because I I wanted to try and do dancing a lot more, and I didn't have anything to do over the summer, and I was panicked and I kept putting it off, and I was just like, okay, let's go do this, let's go try and make new friends, actually be nice to family members, and no, it was a really good experience. It was a very long experience, especially for 2 weeks, because we talked for the first week, and then half of the second week, and then practice for 2 days, and then the day of was just kind of the performance, and I had anxiety because I hate talking to people, and I hate
That was almost social overload for you.
Yeah, no, I was
that's 2 weeks of straight talking.
Yeah, no.
Well, think about it.
And then performing in front of 6,000 people.
Yeah, way out of my element. And luckily, she had those 2 black canvases, so I was like, cool, I'll paint on myself, and I'll paint on those things. And Julie kind of painted at me, splattered things at me. It was planned. It was planned. I ruined a really cute skirt for this event, so it kind of says something.
Did you plan on matching?
No, but
I did.
today.
I was like, wait a minute. You guys
did?
dressed the
Yeah, I
exact
knew what
same.
I'm wearing, so it's I'll copy Julie, because that'll be cool. Cause we
It
kind
did
of
look cool. Very cool.
And it was pretty awesome, and I've just been there. I kind of felt like I gained my own little family that I've been craving. I just needed people that I was close to that, weren't but one was blood related, and then there's Bobby, who's not. Shantae and I hit it off, and then I thought you were the Shasta High School ceramics teacher, and I just met Ransom, and I adored him, so it worked.
We were neighbors.
Yeah, we were my boyfriend was right next to her, so I was like, hey, there you are.
Can I add though, every single person who performed on 4th of July, I think had some paint on them from that day. I
had paint for
I still have paint on my shoes.
It took me
I got paint on my
to figure out.
backpack that I carry all my equipment.
Every time I see it,
I know, I had it on my dress, I was like,
every time I see it, I think, oh, what a great day we
Yeah.
had. It's like this little memento. It's like our day.
different because it was in my hair.
My brain still
Reminder
has
from the Rose
paint.
Experiment, don't have your hair down when you're painting.
Little
dancing.
dot right there.
Tip of the day.
Little
Tip of the day. Don't put paint in your hair.
Yes.
Remember when Shelby was gonna do
I
that?
know.
Shelby was like, I'm gonna dip my hair.
see, I see.
You see it.
I just no,
That's the last
it's a little needle point. It's impossible to see.
I know, but it makes me happy every time I see it.
See? The little mementos.
My precious. Yeah, that's pretty much my story. And interviewing me now.
Oh, okay. We're just talking. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay.
She just goes and kicks over the camera. I'm done.
Kicks over the camera. Where are we at on time?
I would be
Let's see.
soon.
All right, we got. All right, so we need to start wrapping things. We got 15 minutes left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good
I
job.
knew this would be
Wow.
like,
Okay.
we all talk, have conversations like
Yeah.
Right.
so much.
Yeah, I know we've
Time flies.
definitely done a lot of meetings where we've just talked for an hour, and then there's a point where we have to sit down and actually get to work.
Working.
It's not work if you're having fun.
Yes, it is.
I think
have
it's
fun.
great energy. It's like we were saying, the ping pong. It's like, wow, we just, once we do get together and we start creating, it's like, bam!
Magical.
It is all out there. There is no censorship.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
Everything
Sorry.
falls into place. That's something I've learned with you guys.
And speaking of artists and things falling into place, we actually have a large show and the event that we're trying to put together, and we have about 6 weeks to go. That's six,
5.
eight, 5. Okay, 5. We're getting down to
Closer
the
to
wire. Okay, which is avant-garde. And
It's 6. I'm not at math, I'm sorry.
6, it's getting close. It's January 1st. It's January 1st. Okay, it's all,
6 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
all right, it's January 1st. Okay, that's
You
that's,
said
that's what
is
it
better
is.
than 5.
Exactly. Feels like I got more time. But we need to actually talk about that because it's a large event and we want people to attend and have a great time. We're looking for more vendors and it's going to be a great show. We're going to have live musicians there. Our
full
performance
set already.
and it's going to be a really great time. And especially since it's January 1st, because a lot of times a lot of people do things when it comes to New Year's the night before. But the next day, sometimes people want to go out and there's really nothing available. And that was one of the main reasons why we decided to do this. And I'm actually going to let Bobby and Julie explain this exactly what this event is and what it's for.
This event, Avant-Garde Festival of Arts, is to highlight our local arts culture, basically, for Shasta County, and it's a benefit for the Arts Center that we are having the works that we're planning to build, and we need to raise a lot of money. A lot of money. Yeah, and we have to raise money for the festival still too, so we're hoping that that can be successful because we just need funding. for the
Correct, but
festival.
also, I mean, this is a chance for, I feel, for a lot of independent artists in this area who don't know each other to actually come to an event and make connections and, get to know us, get to know each other, because a lot of people, probably don't know each other or know that they're even in the same area,
Right.
or what they do. So this is a great opportunity for vendors to showcase their artwork, great chance for musicians to actually get on stage and do live performances, because I know from what I've seen as independent artists just in general, it's hard to get that exposure or get the chance to kind of share your stuff in front of a larger audience than playing in local coffee shops and on street corners sometimes. And so this is a great opportunity to get locals. And I forgot, Ransom, how many do we have right now who are interested?
Well, I have to kind of touch bases with Julie and Bobby because I know they added some themselves.
Yeah,
but-
we're all contributing to it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's almost a full schedule at this
Okay,
point.
good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we've got local athletics arts that are going to be doing some demonstrations.
Lots of
live
different types of
musicians.
music.
Yeah, musicians.
Make it all inclusive.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Live art demos. It's a large variety.
How many performers do you think we're gonna have?
We have
Oh, boy.
about 8 right now.
If you include groups though, like
Oh
are you
no,
talking
we have about
individuals?
8 acts.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about the music performances more
Just
so?
all
Throughout the day, the performances.
Throughout the day, yeah,
Oh.
for performances, because we're gonna have one main stage where everybody's gonna be performing.
Right.
And we have a couple guest speakers as well.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
California Peace Prize winner, Maria Velasquez.
Oh, very nice. And I'm not too familiar with her work. What has?
She started a bunch of different programs. She won the Peace Prize for starting. In Shasta County, there's a lot of domestic violence, and so she started up a program to put in local schools to help break that cycle, to teach kids, to give kids tools to deal with what they might be experiencing at home, and also to deal with their own issues that they are dealing with
Yeah.
as
Okay.
kids. And right now she's helping high school students in Weaverville go to college. She works for UC Davis and she does like recruiting basically,
Okay.
molding them, getting ready for college.
Very nice. And so she's going to be at this event doing speeches and stuff? Or
Right, she's gonna give a
oh,
speech at the event.
Okay.
She lives in Davis, huh?
No, she lives in Weaverville actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a little north of here, south, east.
It's
West.
nearby.
At west. I'm not originally from here. I'm still here, and I'm horrible with directions.
I'm from LA.
Thank
Still
you.
do that.
Oh,
505.
I am a transplant here.
Uprooted.
Very much so. Yeah, 32 years in Los Angeles. And I've been here for 4 or 5 now.
Wow.
Gross, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you were
That's
really
okay.
here when
Same
we got in
here.
touch.
Same here.
Yeah,
So,
very
You
good.
had your roots.
Yeah.
and so with Avant-Garde, so it's coming up. We got about 6 weeks to go. Trying to think of anything else we could discuss with the show. Oh, so where can people find information about Avant-Garde?
You can visit www.theroseexperiment.org and you can see a bunch of pictures from our past events and also see the video that we've all been talking about, as well as purchase tickets, reserve your booth space if you're an artist or if you're an organization that wants to get exposure.
Sign up for the thrift show, fashion show.
Yeah.
Right,
And
and, and there's a dance
Any
showcase.
contestants.
Be a vendor.
And we just went live on Groupon.
Yeah.
So get your tickets on Groupon.
Please.
And I'll provide links below in the description for you guys to take a look at.
Facebook page?
So, Facebook page.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
page.
we have our Facebook page
If you
too.
search Avant-Garde, the event's on there and the Rose Experiment. Fun tidbit though, sci-fi themed party at 9 p.m. We didn't mention that. That's like the best part of it. Come dressed in your favorite themed sci-fi character, and there's gonna be a costume contest.
That's in the evening, right? Because
Right.
we're gonna
9 p.m.
have basically a dance night.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
For
gonna be like a
adults,
sci-fi
it's
party.
adults in the
Right,
evening.
18 and over.
18
up,
and over,
electronic
yeah.
dance music. We do have Phoenix Transcending. It's a local fire dance group who's going to be doing a special performance that they haven't done before with light shows. And I hear they're playing around with the Star Wars theme, dressing up in Star
Ooh,
Wars and
I
having
like
like
that.
lightsabers. So no promises, but there will be a light show.
And there'll be fire dancing.
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah, and the daytime section runs from, was it 10 a.m. to 7?
10 to 7 p.m.
Yes.
10 to 7 p.m. And that's geared toward more the vendors, family friendly. Bring everybody, come check out, the different artists. And then we shut down for 2 hours from 7 to 9.
So we can get everything ready for the sci-fi.
That's right.
In the morning, are we gonna have yoga? Are we gonna have
first thing in
stuff
the
like
morning.
that, health type
Yoga,
stuff?
10 a.m. I want to have a morning stretch. That's what we've reserved that spot for. We're going to have a little yoga session to start off.
It's mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul.
After New Year's
Nurture
Eve,
yourself.
after New Year's Eve, I guarantee I'm gonna need that. So.
Yeah.
Right?
In the morning, I need some.
Will there be wheatgrass? I might need wheatgrass.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Not improving it.
It hits the bloodstream.
kidding,
It does
just
right. Wheatgrass. It's
You don't want
delicious.
to see me drink coffee, it's bad.
And after the yoga session, what else are we having? That's when music shows started. I believe?
Well, like a medley of
Sorry,
the
performances.
speakers.
Excuse me.
Yeah, the
performances.
speakers, the demonstrations. We have a nice acrobatic yoga demonstration right after the yoga section. So yeah, just big mixture of stuff mingled in with larger music acts.
Yeah.
And there'll be people pinging to that, all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, so I've been kind of appointed or asked to get the music acts together, and so June and I basically have been communicating back and forth, and so from 9 to 11 we have one music act, and from 11 to 1 we have another musical act, right? And then throughout the day there's some other musical acts too that we're
Yeah.
trying to plug in, and we have 1 or 2 plugged in already. So anyway,
Yeah.
we're still.
Yeah.
If you're a musical act and would like to participate in this community-based,
There is
Event.
a little bit of room during the day, and depending on the theme at night.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'd have to be open to sci-fi.
and I will beg.
Get some dubstep, right?
Yeah. And another thing as well, me doing the video from the podcast as well, but I'm also putting together a major video, and we'll be there recording at the event as well. And I'll be making a big, large video and stuff of all the events, the musicians, the artists in the evening, and the whole dance parties. It's gonna be fun.
Promotion.
Very excited.
That's right.
Again, with the exposure, get exposure.
Exposure, yes. And
It's gonna
when,
have fun.
yes,
It's gonna be party.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And no fun during a sci-fi theme. It's all
No.
serious.
Serious
Lightsabers and
If that's the case, I'll dress up as Spock or something. Or no, that was Morgan Mindy. See, my age comes out again.
There will be some people watching this who get the reference, so it's all right.
I'll be Hunger Games serious.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, I'm friends with the kids.
Yeah, it's all,
I'm a terrible fangirl.
I read the books. It's
it'd be crazy if some crazy people come in like put bags over our heads, huh?
What?
Oh, did you
Where did that
guys not
come
see the
from?
movie?
Sci-fi? What? Is this sci-fi?
No, they were talking about Hunger Games.
Hunger Games? Oh,
It's
that.
like, I
don't know. It's
oh my gosh, I'm sorry,
What? Did you
dystopian
see the
futures.
Yes, I did.
You don't remember how we? Okay,
No.
we don't want to talk about murder, but
Next subject.
Yeah, I guess.
Another podcast.
Is it sci-fi though? It's kind of.
It's
Kind of. It's future. It's
It is
future.
sci-fi.
I mean, once you get to the
Yes.
capital, it's very sci-fi. There's a lot of people like.
And the little
enhancing
dome
their
weird
body.
arena that they have.
Yeah, they
that's
create some
pretty-
weird dome. It's pretty sci-fi. It's like Logan's Run almost.
Sci-fi theme where there are domes.
Well, rocket ships have doom.
We're just kidding, guys. It's Hunger Games themed.
Yeah, but when we say sci-fi, we mean like anything in regard to TV, film, movies, books, stories, science
Aliens,
fiction.
robots.
Maybe some
aliens,
steampunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm dressing up as a
Steampunk.
from
Steampunk.
Futurama.
Steampunk.
As an example.
Futuristic
011,
steampunk. You know, something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Lots
And-
of ideas.
Yeah, lots of great idea for cosplayers or people who just want to dress up and pretend that nobody knows who they are. So, that's the
That's
reason.
the best part.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Just staying character.
Masquerade. Sci-fi.
Oh my gosh, Phantom of the Opera. Oh my gosh.
Sci-fi. Sci-fi fan of the opera. He's like a cyborg, like half his face.
That would be
So fun. It's like face off.
auto-tuned Christine.
Let us dance.
I like
Another term.
auto-tuned Christine. Everyone's auto-tuned and it's all dubstep music and
I'd watch that.
it'd be pretty cool.
Totally.
Fun.
Put it on fast
You gotta make it to watch it. Or slow mo.
Oh,
You might need some,
We're just
Never
thinking
mind.
sci-fi.
some visual aids with that one. I'll just leave it at that.
And I think, yeah, we'll start wrapping it up right now. Is there anything else you
Thank you
want
for joining
to
us.
discuss? Yes, again, thank you for joining us. But yeah, I'll provide links in the description below where you can buy tickets, both for participation as a participant, as well as vendors as well. So you can go and check that out below. Anything else? Anything you guys want to add?
We need contestants for the thrift store fashion show.
There will be a flyer for that.
Models,
to sign up
artists.
below.
Yeah, there will be a link for that.
Mhm.
Basically what it is we're pulling together 3 artists. They get to draw a name of a local thrift store out of the hat. And all of these thrift stores have their own causes. And these teams will come together. They'll have a model, an artist, and a creator. And each team will make an outfit from the thrift store that they pull out, which will bring awareness for their cause, and it'll also bring awareness for the waste that fashion industry does. And so that's an international thing and a local thing that we're combining in our fashion show. So we need contestants. I have thrift stores that are willing to let us come in and use them. I think I have 7 of them right
Oh,
now.
wow. Great.
So they're all wanting us to do it, but I don't have any contestants.
Yeah, so if you like modeling or you like designing clothes, it's a fun challenge
Yeah.
just to create something only from thrift stores.
Yeah.
You can alter it any way that you want and just
That's a
your way
good
with it.
way to meet new people and collaborate. 'Cause it's
And
a lot
I
of fun
will
to
find
collaborate.
some kind of prize. I'm looking into that.
So there will be
Depends.
prizes, yes. Bribery.
But I'm not quite sure what yet.
So yeah, feel free to contact us if you have any questions or want to know any more information about the Rose Experiment in regards to fundraising, which 100% of these proceeds are going towards
The center.
the center, correct. So this isn't,
Pre-development and building.
that's right, and this is something that none of us here are being paid to do. I want people to bear that in mind. We are doing this on our own time, apart from our own busy lives, because we believe in this vision that Bobby and Julie have started the foundation for, and we want to keep building it to see its completion.
Absolutely.
See if the experiment works.
It would be so
Yeah,
awesome.
right?
It
To
will.
see if we can really break violence and drug abuse and
Aww.
make life a little bit better for everyone.
We will. Bringing artists together. So I want to thank you guys for joining the Rose Experiment on our very first podcast. There will be more to come. And again, I'll provide links in the description below for tickets to Avant Garde. And hopefully, I'll see you then. Bye. Everyone say bye.
Yay!